Lai, 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 lai. Lai, lai, lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Ann Hartstein. I'm the president, and I welcome you today. Welcome to everyone on this momentous occasion of officially installing Rabbi Lisa Batya Feld. Although we welcomed her over a year ago as our senior rabbi, we are now going to officially, Jewishly, as a congregation, and with family and friends, announce to the world that we are incredibly blessed to have her here with us for the coming years. Thank you all for being here with us tonight and tomorrow, we hope. We will begin with Rabbi Feld's parents, Rabbi Edward and Meryl Feld, leading the Talit blessing.
Sort of, yes. So it is a custom on Friday nights for families to bless their children and each other. So I'm going to invite up my parents. They're going to give me the Friday night blessing that we do whenever I'm at home for Shabbos. And then I'm going to give an opportunity for others to bless spouses, children, partners, whoever is either in the room with you in this moment or online with you in this moment, or who you're holding in their heart. And then we'll do our usual family blessing. Thank you both. So I'm going to give this opportunity for others to bless your children or your spouses, if this is your practice to do at home. My brother is here, so my parents are also giving him a blessing. All right, so before we do candle lighting, we're doing things in a slightly different order than we sometimes do. We'll transition into blessing our loved ones and ourselves. So if your loved ones are here, you can put an arm around them. And if they're further away, you can gaze longingly at them across the room or hold them in your hearts. And you can put a hand on your heart to bless yourself. Be who you are, and may you be blessed in all that you are. May you be healthy, may you be safe, and live with ease. Amen. So, best laid plans, our usual candle lighters are not available tonight. Is there someone who would be willing to light candles for us? Be bold. Nancy? Okay.
No good pictures. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidranu b'mitzvoto v'tzivonu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you. Oh. So with that, we'll come into the love songs of Kabbalat Shabbat with Yedid Nefesh on page 10. Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman Mishoch Avdach El Ritzonach Yarutz Avdach Kimo Hayal Yishtachaveh Muhadarach Ki erav lo Yedidutach Mino Vetzuv Vechol Tam Hadur Nahe Ziv Haolam Nafshi Cholat Avatach Ana Elna Rifanala Beharat La Noam Zivach Az Titchazek V'titrapeh V'chaitalach Shivtat Olam V'tikyemu Rachamecha V'chusna Al Ben Ahovach Ki Zakama Nixov Nixav Liro B'Tiferet Uzach Anaili Machmad Libi Chushana Ve'al Titalam Igalena Ufros Chavivalai Et Sukat Shelomach Ta'ir Eretz Mikvodach Nakila Ben Ismechabach Maher Ahuv Kiva Moed V'chaneini Ki Bimei olam. Yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la. We turn the page, page 11, Lechuna Ranana. Let us go and sing to God. Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai, nari aletzur yishenu, nekama fana b'toda, bizmirot nari alo, nekama fana b'toda, bizmirot nari alo. Ki el gadol Adonai, umelech gadol al kol Elohim, asher biado mekrei haaretz, v'toafot harim lo, asher biado mekrei haaretz, v'toafot harim lo. Page 12 at the carrot. Arbaim shana akut bedor, v'omar am to'el levavim, v'heim lo yadu drachai, asher nishbati bi'api, im yavahun el menuchati. Page 13, we sing to God a new song, and some weeks it's hard to make this song feel new because it's so familiar. This week, getting to be here in person, getting to see friends we haven't seen in a while, getting to see new faces, all of this is new and delicious and opens us up to the possibilities of the world. Page 13. Shiru ladonai, shir chadash, shiru ladonai, kol haaretz, shiru ladonai, baruchu shemo, basru meyom leyom yeshuato, sapru vagoyim kevodo, bechol ha'amim niflotav. Ki gadol Adonai, u'me'olam me'od, norahu, al kol Elohim, ay, 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 ki kol Elohim, hamim velilim, v'Adonai shamayim asa, hod ve'hadar, לפניו עוז ותפארת במקדשו, הבו לאדוני משפחות עמים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחה ובוא לחצרותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, פילו מפניו כל הארץ, אמרו בגויים, אדוני מלך, אב תיכון תבל, בל תימות, ידין עמים במישרים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. Yiram hayam umelo yalo sadai v'chol asher bo hayay az yiranenu kol atzeyar lifnei Adonai kiva. Kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel b'tzedek, ve'amim be'emunato. Yalai, yalai, lai, yalai, lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. So I'm going to have us jump all the way to page 20 in the margins. We have an excerpt here from the Song of Songs, which the rabbis took as less a song between lovers and more about the love story between us and God. And this became part of Jewish practice for quite a long time, and for some people still is, to read the Song of Songs on Friday night and welcome the Shabbos bride in that same spirit of love and intimacy with God. And this installation, this Shabbos, feels like an affirmation of the love that I have for all of you, for this congregation, and for all of the love that you have shown me. And so it feels very appropriate here. I'm going to start with the third paragraph, page 20 in the margins. My beloved spoke to me and said, "Rise up, my dearest, my beauty, and come away. For now the winter is past, the rains are over and gone. Fresh shoots have sprouted from the ground. The time of singing is here, and the voice of the dove is heard in our land. The fig tree has ripened its buds. The blossoming vines are releasing their fragrance. Rise up, my dearest, my beauty, and come away." We turn to page 21 for Psalm 29. Mizmor LeDavid, Avu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Avu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, Avu l'Adonai kevod shemo, Ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai hamayim el hakavod irim, Adonai al mayim rabim, Kol Adonai b'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vaishaber Adonai et arzei havanon, Vayar kidem kimo hegel, Levanon vesiryon, Kimo ven re'emim, Kol Adonai chotzeb lavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yechol elayalot, Vayechesov ye'arod, Ubechalo kulo merkavod, Kulo omer, Kulo omer kavod. Adonai lamavu yashav, Vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Page 23, Lecha Dodi. As is often our custom on a Friday night, we are going to do the first two and the last two verses of this very long acrostic poem. And when we get to the final verse, we will stand, if we're able, and face the doors to bow and greet the Shabbos bride. Lecha dodi lekrat kalai alalai alalai alala pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi lekra kala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela shamor vezachor bedibor echad Hishmiyanu el amiuchad Adonai echad ushmo echad l'shemo tiferet ve'litila lecha dodi lekra kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi lekra kala yalala 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha Ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maseh b'machshavat chila lecha dodi lekra kala yalala 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 le Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi lekra kala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela page 25 Yaminu small tifrotzi v'et Adonai taritzi al yad ish ben partzi v'nismecha v'nagila la 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 lecha dodi likra kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likra kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha u'v'tzala Tok emunei am segula Boi chala la 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 lecha dodi likra kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likra kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela P'nei Shabbat nekabela P'nei Shabbat nekabela You may be seated. So we turn to page 27 for Psalm 92, the special psalm for Shabbat. Mizmor shir leom ha-Shabbat. Tov leodot l'Adonai, ulzamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha balelot. Ale asor ve'ale navel, Ale higayon bechinor, Ale asor ve'ale navel, Ale higayon bechinor. Page 28 at the Carrot, Tzadika Tamar, the plea that God help us feel as rejuvenated and full of energy and vitality at every stage of our lives as we are in our youth. Tzadika Tamar. Tzadika Tamar yifrach Gerez Bavanon Yizkeh Shetulim Beveit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvun Beseva Deshenim Verananim Yehu Lehakib Ki Ashar Adonai Suri Velo Avlatabo. Page 29, we'll do the interpretive translation of Psalm 93 in the margins, and then we'll sing in the Hebrew at the caret. Entwined in worlds, enwrapped in glory, you are. So it has been, and so it is. Eternally you are. Waves pounding out their song reach up to God from their depths. For the song of the sea, beaten to the sound of the breakers, tells of God within. These are proof enough for the faithful that you are the Lord of time. Mikolot Mayim, Mayim Rabim Adirim, Mishbereyam, Adir Bamarom Adonai, Eidotecha, Nemnu Me'od, Leveitcha Navakodesh, Adonai Leorech Yami. Page 30. We'll take this opportunity at this transition point in our service to offer a mourner's Kaddish. Mourners and those observing Yartzeit, please rise if you're able. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agalau v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba meforach leolam u'me'olmaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. You may be seated. So, good Shabbos. There is a passage at the beginning of this week's Parsha, Kitavo, which we actually quote in our Haggadahs. It is part of the ritual of bringing the first fruits of the year's harvest to the temple. As each person brings the literal fruits of their labors, they are instructed to retell the story of how they got here, beginning with Arami Oved Avi, usually translated as "My father was a wandering Aramean." They go on to describe how we became slaves in Egypt, how God freed us with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm and many signs and wonders, bringing us to this land of milk and honey. And the person ends by saying, "Which is why I've come to bring God the first fruits from the land that God has given me." All those experiences brought this person here to this moment where they express their gratitude by giving back some of the gifts they have been given. This passage is one of the rare cases where the Talmud insists that the person must say these words in the original Hebrew, word for word as it appears in our Parsha, not in translation, not paraphrased. So why is this? I think one reason is that the Torah and the rabbis of the Talmud recognize that expressing gratitude can be incredibly vulnerable, even terrifying. If I say how grateful I am, how lucky I feel for what I've been given. I acknowledge how much those things mean to me. I face the fear that I might not be worthy of those gifts or that they might be taken away. And so the Torah gives us a formula to make it a little easier to express the deep, vulnerable gratitude in our hearts. The modern poet Ruth Fainlight wrote about this ritual. Nothing ever happens more than once. The next time is never like before. What you thought you learned doesn't apply. Something is different and just as real, for which you might be thankful after all. After all, this is a ritual phrase that some people coming to the temple will be saying for the first time, their first year farming their own land. And for some people, this is a year at the culmination of many years, but something about it is new, something about it is different. This first year as a rabbi has been unlike anything I could have predicted or imagined. I hadn't expected that on my first day, my second day as a rabbi here, first day was Shabbos, second day as a rabbi here, a tree would crash through my office roof. I had known that my first holiday season would be intense, but I never dreamed of the heartbreak of October 7th on what is supposed to be the most joyous day of the year. I couldn't have conceived of how much it would hurt to conduct 2 funerals in one day or 2 funerals on consecutive days for people I knew and cared about, or how much love I would feel for this community in those moments, for how you showed up for each other and supported each other and me. I hadn't expected the pure joy of hearing the religious school kids spontaneously break into song while making Hamantaschen, or the chance to dress up as Moses to lead the kids across the sea, or dance the time warp with sisterhood. These are the first fruits of this first year, and I am so very grateful. Shabbat Shalom. So we'll join together in gratitude in community with the Baruch Hu, which you can find on page 39. A or B, it doesn't matter. I'll give you a moment to get there. Please rise if you're able when you're ready. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. Mavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, amari v'aravim. Abat Olam, page 40. God has loved us with a timeless love. Avat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Avta Torah Mitzvot Chukim Mishpatim Otanu Limadeta Al Kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shachveinu B'kumeinu Nasiach B'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha li'olam va'ed. Ki heim chayenu v'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla ועבדך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavcha, ubechol nafshecha, ubechol meodecha, vehayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, vishinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha b'derech, u'v'shachbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam lehot al yedecha, v'ayu letotafo beinenecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Join together at the top of page 44. Malchuto b'ratzon kiblu aleichem, Moshe Miriam uvnei Yisrael lechanu shira, v'simcha rabba v'yamru kulam, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, norati lo tosef eleh, Malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokeyam lifnei Moshe zelianu v'yamru Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed v'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov v'lo mer chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai kol Yisrael. Page 45, Hashkivenu. We ask God to shelter us and enable us to fully rest on Shabbat and every night so that we may be restored to our full selves. We'll do the first three and the last three lines. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Aporesu katalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Page 46. Please rise if you're able as we accept the gift of Shabbat and affirm our covenant with our Creator. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ubayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash Yikadav yikadash Rabbi Madivrach Yurte V'Amlich Malchute V'Chayechon U'Vyomechon U'Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala Bagala U'Bizman Karib V'Yimeru Amen Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Leolam leom neomaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipar V'yipramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitale V'yitalal Shmei D'Kudisha Rechu Lela Min Kol Berchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiran B'alma V'yimeru Amen. At this point, I'll give a few moments for people to say a private Amidah, and we'll come back together with the reader's repetition, which can be found on page 53. You're still praying on your own, you may continue to do so. We will continue with the symbolic repetition of the Amidah on page 53. If you're able, please remain standing until we reach the third paragraph, Magen Avot. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzevam Vayichal Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa Vayishpot b'yom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa Vayevarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i Vayikadesh oto Ki bo shavat mikol melachto Asher bara Elohim laso Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Koneh shamayim v'haaretz Magen Avot bidvaro, Mechaye metim b'mamaro, Ha'el hakadosh she'en kamohu, המניח לעמו ביום שבת קדשו. כי בם רצה להניח להם, כי בם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נבוא ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעון הברכות. אל ההוד ההוד, אדון השלום, מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה, למדו שני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, רצה במנוחתנו, קדשנו במצוותיך, ותן חלקנו בתורתך, סבנו מטובך, ושמחנו בישועתך, וטהר ליבנו לעבדך באמת, והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה וברצון שבת קדשך וינוחו ישראל מקדשי שמך. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Take a moment to be seated, if you wish, for Kaddish Shalem. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divrach yirutei, ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechonu v'yomechonu, v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kari v'imeru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach, le'olam le'omei halmaya, yitbarach. Yiparak v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yipramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudashah b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiram be'alma v'yimeru. Amen. Tegavat slotan avaton d'chol yisro kadam uvahon dibishmaya v'yimeru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imeru. Amen. We are skipping over Kiddush for the moment because we will say it at our meal together for those of us who are joining us for dinner. So we'll turn instead to page 56 and we'll rise if we're able for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol latei gedula leotzer bereshit shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot velo samanu k'mishpechot hadama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol amonam אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ שביקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אינו אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו כך כתוב בתורתו ידעת היום והשב אותה אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל והארץ מתחת אין עוד. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, היום ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד. You may be seated. So, normally in our service, this is where we would say the Mourner's Kaddish, but first we do the Psalm for the season, which can be found on page 59. And we'll do the first two lines, go to the bolded lines in the middle, and then the caret at the bottom. David, Adonai Orivi, Shimi Mira, Adonai Meos Chayai, Mimi Evchad. Achad Shalti Meit Adonai Otavakesh. Achad Shalti Meit Adonai Otavakesh. Shivti Beveit Adonai Kol Yemei Chayai. Lachazot benoam Adonai ulevaker bechalo. Lachazot benoam Adonai ulevaker bechalo. Dulehem anti lirot betuv Adonai, lirot betuv Adonai, beretz chaim, kavel Adonai, chazak v'yameitz libecha, chazak v'yameitz libecha, v'kavel Adonai. Turn back to page 58 for the Mourner's Kaddish. This week in our community, we are mindful of the yahrzeits of Devera Antonovskaya, Selma Cooper Band, Robert Lurie, Etta Gertrude Goldman, Hannah Packer, Dr. Harry Weiner, Lorraine Woolrich, Joseph Ains, Harry Cooper, Michael Sachs, James Steinberg, Constance or Connie Stern, Rosalind B. Wolfe, Etta Beichman, Alice Helen Weiner, Philip Zillman, Michael Jonathan Burak, Bessie C. Miller, Dorothy Shapiro, who was called Honey, Louis Schoenig, Rita Barrell, and Catherine Levinson. Are there other names that we should add? Mourners and those observing a yahrzeit, please rise if you're able. Page 58. Yigadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'me'el maya. Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudashah b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata damiram b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlam araba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Uyasa shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. I'm going to welcome Ann Hartstein, our president, back up for announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi, for a wonderful service. I have just a brief list of logistics for tonight. So after we conclude the service, please proceed back to the social hall for dinner. As you enter the social hall, please take a cup of wine or grape juice and take a seat at the table of your choice. There are challah rolls on each table, and we will then ask people to stay in their seats to say the Kiddush and the Motzi. We will then identify tables to go up to the buffet table. So one at a time, so there won't be a bad rush. I promise you there's plenty of food. I'd like to take this opportunity also to thank everyone that participated in bringing this event to fruition, including the volunteer co-chairs of this event, Karen Reiser and Natalie Weinberg, the master chefs and coordinators in the kitchen, Harriet Burek, and again, Karen Reiser, along with their many sous chefs, shoppers, and setup team members, including Judith Kaplan, Linda Dietrich, Harriet Heyman, Leslie Perlstein, Rana Nessel, Sharon Schwartz, Stuart Schwartz, Marshall Silberberg, Paul Sirk, as well as the temple staff, including Christine Hoffman-Igbaum, Morgan Aronoff, and Rob Unit, who were all indispensable in the publishing of the program book, handling registration, setup, and overall administrative support. This would not have happened without every single one of those people. And finally, thank you to all of the special guests and family who have joined us in this wonderful celebration of Rabbi Feld's installation tonight. We welcome you back tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom. We continue to pray for the life and health and freedom of 23-year-old hostage Alan Ohai Bet Edit and all the other hostages. Am Yisrael El Chai. Shabbat Shalom. The books. Oh, if you could take your books back to the, thank you. They will be there for tomorrow, I promise you. Good Shabbos. Thank you.
All right, so as we'll conclude with Shalom Rav, which you can find on page 51. So it's the middle paragraph. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Good Shabbos.